Ah, well, 3 games into this Premier League season, we're already sick to the back teeth of referees and VAR. Welcome back to Where the Clarets Walk. We're talking about embarrassing United. Absolutely shockers at Old Trafford. We'll get into all the details of was it a pen and what is offside in a second. It's a last chance for new faces. What do we need? Plus, we'll get some League Cup thoughts as well. Plus, this season's third shirt. It's really nice. Is it nicer than the away top, though? We've got our panel back with us, fresh back from Old Trafford. And I've got to say, fellas, before we get going on anything, the support at Old Trafford was absolutely incredible. Hats off to anybody who went and made that as raucous as it definitely sounded on my illegal stream TV watching it. Also, big shout out to all our friends in our community. We're growing this channel for an alternative view on Burnley chat. Thanks to Graham and to Dominic Hole and to Claret Keith last week, who were giving some nice feedback as well. So thank you so much. Also, some advice on the away shirts we talked about last week. Graham says the worst away shirt was anything in two halves, like them bastards up the road wear as well, and the green and black half one as well, Claret. So more on that as we get to it. But let's jump into the United game, shall we? Oh, goodness me, where do we start? Here? Let's go into this one, Jordan. Robert says, but it's Man United. Bet we wouldn't have been given that penalty. It's corrupt. Nothing fair about the decisions today. Up the Clarets. Jordan, without claret-tinted spectacles on, have people got a point?
Yeah, no, definitely got a point. They ran us ragged all game. Let's have it right. That second half was much better than the first. But what I do believe in is that it's all about moments and taking your moments in games. United couldn't take theirs, and we could take ours, and it had to almost be like a made moment for them. But I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. We don't really get anything. VAR's never going our way. It's always going to go the way of your Liverpools, your Uniteds, your Cities. They're the cash cows of the league, so they don't want to upset the apple cart on that front. But yeah, no, they do have a point. But you also have to remember it could have been 9-0 at the end of 45 minutes.
Yeah. Let's clarify the controversial bits then, shall we, Dan? Right, so we've got the automatic offside in play. We've been given this graphic by the Premier League to explain why that equalising goal was chucked off. Have you understood it now?
No,
no,
not at all.
Sorry, Dan. Go on. I've been burning.
No, it's created quite a Twitter storm. Is this one? I put the graphic up myself. From what I understand, a little bit of Foster's sleeve is showing more than the defender's sleeve. And that seems to be the issue. Now, people are saying it's his arm. We can't score with his arm, so it can't be that. Somebody said it's his knee. It's not his knee because his knee isn't crossing the line. There's so much that goes into this graphic. I know it's semi-automated, but it's what point does that get freeze frame, and from what point does he kick the ball? Is it from his release and what have you? But from that graphic there, I'm struggling because both of their arms are through it, both of their sleeves are through it. I'm struggling to understand. That might be going slightly mad. I'm not sure. I appreciate that the officials are under pressure at the time and they've got to do what they've got to do and they've got to make that decision. But for me, if the club's badges are reversed, that's onside.
And that's the sticking point, isn't it, with people here, Connor? That if that's a United goal, that stands in the stadium, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it basically shadows what Jordan said earlier. They're not wanting to upset these big teams, and they're all right letting us little teams go and rot away because of these stupid decisions. It's frustrating, it really is. And from that, I don't understand where they've even got it from. And even the Premier League Match Centre, who tweets out each decision and why is this a penalty, etc. Not one tweet did they make about Foster's offside. They made sure to mention United's penalty, but not at one point was Foster's offside even mentioned. So there's no accountability.
The penalty probably is a penalty in that if everyone became, the oracle on the law. Everyone's like, no, this law says this. And when you read it, it's like, okay, it probably is. My only gripe with that is that Anthony against Tottenham was completely poleaxed in the box. And they were saying, we didn't give it because he had no chance of getting the ball, right? Ahmad's never getting that ball. I know they said on Match of the Day he was, but he's never getting it. Never in a million years is he getting that ball. But it's a penalty. I'm like, well, hang on. You're just so inconsistent with your consistencies. It frustrates. It is a foul, and the law says if you foul him, it continues into the box. It's a penalty. Fair enough. Right, yeah. But then why bother about the trajectory of the ball when it goes against us? It's because he's never going to get there. It's just,
well, I've stayed very sourly quiet, but now I'm going to have my say on this.
Good.
Let's go back to the VAR. They all want to talk about, it's offside. If you've seen that, with the rack of the eyes, you think he is Neo off Matrix. That's pathetic. I don't know who's seen that to start with. Secondly, I've never seen anyone score with an arm because that's an instant handball. If you remember back to 2017 when Harry Arter handballed in our box and we got the penalty, the ball hit him here, right? And they classed that as a handball. Well, if that's the case, then all of that is handball. So don't try and play two parts. And with the penalty, forgive me if I'm wrong or if I just didn't do very well in physics, but if you're having your shirt pulled, you fall backwards, not forwards. Surely. And if that's how they do want to play it and say, if it carries on into the box or wherever you land, well, every time we get dragged or pulled, whatever, I want our boys to do the long jump as far as you can. Wherever you land, we will get your decision. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing officiating. They did it to yourselves last year with the Toffees. They do it to every little small club trying to weigh them down so they can keep the cash cows uprising, keep going, get people into the stadiums. It's an absolutely vile league, just absolutely smothered in corruption. And I will end this caveat with all my views on my own.
I love it how you call the Toffees a small club. But I think what he's right to say is what Parker said. He said
smaller.
The on-field decision was not to give a penalty. So it's got to be clear and obvious. He was saying that the invisible man 100 miles away was making this decision. I think there's an argument to say that the killer for me was he doesn't need to do this, and that's what bothers me. Anthony didn't need to pull him. So it gives him that decision to make. So we're kind of the masters of our own downfall. Penalties, there's an argument either way. The offside, though, I'm still baffled.
Okay. Before we leave the United game, we must talk about this little incident as well. A bizarre one here, Connor, in that Bruno Fernandes seems to just want to cause a nuisance of himself. So your guy here is a goal kick has been awarded to United, and then he sort of shoulder barges and then looks back at him in a way that suggests that he's run into him. Alex says, I think everyone can agree Bruno is a rat. Chris says, I wish Barnes was on the pitch when this has happened. And Michael says, Bruno's such an embarrassment. That's why he's the perfect captain for an embarrassing club. And you will have seen his celebrations at the end, of course, as well as if he just won the World Cup. What did you make of that? Would you be embarrassed that was your captain?
I mean, if it was your captain, I think you'd automatically try and take his side on things, but I honestly think he's one of the most insufferable men in the league. Honestly, and yes. I'm all for shithouse. I'm all for stuff like that. Hannibal, perfect example. But I just don't get the point of Foster trying to ignore you, because I think it should have been a corner. To me, it looked like a corner. It didn't even look like a goal kick. For Foster just to walk away, Bruno comes over, does that. I swear, wasn't he crying against Fulham because the referee bumped in his way?
Thank you.
It's like. And then he goes over to Challoner trying to give it some, and then Foster pushes him away and he gives it more to Foster. I just don't get it. He gets paid for this. He actually gets paid for that. Shocking, and I despise him. I honestly
somebody get some gloves on. Connor is ready to go, mate. He'll be shadow boxing behind his chair in a minute.
Believe me.
Right. Let's keep the chat on to Burnley though, shall we? Dan, this was from Adrian, who says, the only thing that bothered me when we got level was Parker decided to defend. We had United under pressure. And then we went for the draw. We went defensive. That put us back under pressure. It was a bad mistake, I think. Do you agree?
I do. And it's difficult. We went to United. We've scored 2. But for me, the game was there. The game was there for the taking. And I was saying to people, why doesn't he bring Edwards on? I reckon Edwards would have had a run at these people. Yet when we go 2-2, he takes off a couple of people. He brings on Worrell. He brings on Son. He goes 5. Defensive-minded substitution. He obviously wants to keep what he's got. Now, that point at United for us, and for many teams this season, will be a good point So I get why he did, but I just thought at that point, the pressure they're under, the closer it gets into the final minutes, the crowd are going to turn. If we ramp up that pressure, then we could go on to then maybe, sneak a win, get a goal, who knows, and pin them back a bit. Sometimes attack's the best form of defence. Obviously, there's a reason why Parker is getting paid to be the manager of Burnley and I'm not. But for me, it just felt like if we'd have just put the foot on the gas a little bit more, we might have got a bit something from it. What he did ultimately is backfired because then we concede in the 92nd minute, we lose the game. So it did frustrate me a little bit. That being said, I thought, decisions aside and all this, I thought that the team and the ethos of the team was very well. I think under Kompany, I know we got a point at Old Trafford under Kompany, but I think early on in the season under Kompany, we go a goal down, we go 5 goals down. Whereas with Parker, we showed that fight, that spirit, got back into it. So that's what I was pleased of. I was just frustrated that he decided to try and, consolidate what he got. For me,
Would you not argue, though, that we should have been 3-2 up at that point? Because we should have been.
Yeah. We could have been. I mean, the United fans will say, well, United missed a hatful of chances. Well, that's not our fault that you're crap. We played the game the way we did to try and defend and make you miss, and then we should have gone on to win it. And then I can't blame the officials for us losing. I've said in the past, we should take it out of the officials' hands, and I stand by that. I just think there's been some rough decisions against us.
Okay. Jordan, have you seen enough from 3 games, and not just your games, but around the Premier League to think that you are going to stay up?
Oh, it's so baffling at the moment. Like, I can't make my mind up. Like, you see teams like West Ham, and it's like, oh, well, they're going to have a rough season. Then they pump Forest 3-0. And it's like, well, what is the middle ground? Do you have one? Sunderland, I said it stinks of Norwich when they won 3-0 and then got relegated, but then they beat Brentford. And it's like, well, what is this middle ground? I don't think I've seen enough yet. I think we need to get maybe a month into the season, maybe when injuries hit, maybe when, the end of the transfer window, everything settles down. And then I think we'll have a real understanding of where everyone's going to be by I'd say about end October, things like that, because it's not stabilised itself. It's not like a normal Premier League season. The last time we went up, I think in the first 2 games, who the bottom 3 were, because we just got tumped off everyone. But then every team is giving this fight back. Sunderland against Brentford, they went 1-0 down, 1-2-1. Us against United, okay, decisions didn't go our way, but it went 2-2. And if that had gone our way, it might have been 3-2, who knows? And then you have Leeds, I don't know. It's an unsettling one, but I do think it's going to really line up for a very interesting season.
It looks that way. Let's look League Cup as well, because you've also advanced in that competition since we last spoke to you as well, which is great news. Our Cardiff fans, by the way, were gutted with their draw, having to play you guys. I'm guessing you're gutted, Connor, as well. Or are you happy with the home draw against the Cardiff side?
Were you going to say something? Is that?
All right, yeah. Get your opinion.
All I'm begging for is a home draw. I don't care who it's against. I personally wanted it against Wrexham, just to win that Hollywood tale. But it's Cardiff. They're doing well in League One at the minute, but I'm not bothered. I'm honestly not bothered. It's a home draw. So yeah.
Let's talk about Ramsey then, shall we? Connor, staying with you. He came back and scored. In the League Cup. Yeah, pleasing for him.
Yeah, I thought he was best man on the pitch out there. He's been through a tough time with us. I thought, I was someone who gave him stick in the Premier League. I didn't think he was good enough and things like that. Then again, it was a big step up for him, as were many others, e.g. Trafford. It was pleasing for him to come back and put that display on. He ran the show, I think, and I'm proud of him. And I think he could be a big part player for us this season.
Fantastic. Right, international break then, Dan. Is just coming at the right time, do you think, just to get maybe a couple faces in, of course, and just get some players back?
Yeah, I think so. I think, we've come to the end of the first month. We've played 3 games. We're on the same points as City, which is where we all thought we'd be come this time. We're out the bottom 3 as well, which is good. That hopefully gives us a bit of confidence. I know we've only played 3 games. It gives us a chance to, take stock of what we've done, what we've achieved, maybe get some injured legs, give them a bit of time to freshen up and get a few, maybe, I've heard 1 or 2 rumours. There's a guy from Benfica that we've been looked at. I don't know his name, sorry.
Florentino Luis. There you go.
There you go. Jordan's already got his name on his shirt. And we've also got, Ericsson's been rumoured again. So yeah, I think it's a good time for Burnley. I think we'll have chance now just to take stock, hopefully get some fresh legs. We've probably got a few out on internationals. I haven't gone through the list, but there's probably a good few that will disappear. But yeah, I really do. I'm not a fan of international breaks. I hate them because it's, they're rubbish. But I think it's come at a good time for us.
Okay. Of course, when you come back, Jordan, the whole nation will be behind you in your next fixture as you take on the most detestable club that is in the entire surface of the planet, in Liverpool. So yeah, come on, we need 3 points here.
I thought the detestable club were United, personally, but no, we'll move on to Liverpool. I'm not keen on them either. No, I mean, come on, let's be realistic now. I've got optimism in that, but we're getting thumped. Let's have it right. Let's just have it right. I mean, if VAR decisions are bad against United, they're going to be horrendous against Liverpool, and that's even if we can pull something out. I want to show the optimism as just stick 11 men behind ball and see if we can get someone on the counter attack, because from what I've seen, from what they've played this season so far, their style of play just it's that perfectly centred to what we do. And I mean, United picked us apart, so I guess Liverpool have an even easier job. So.
Okay. We'll be back in 2 weeks to review how that game has gone. Of course, so join us for that. And also, we'll talk in the transfer window as well, because that will have slammed shut. Before we do disappear on you, though, we've got this to conclude as well. We did home, we've done away. Some people are saying this is nicer than the away kit. Connor, are you going to be spending money on this?
It's a good shirt, don't get me wrong, but I'm kind of bored of the black shirt with a bit of extra colour on it, like last season. I knew it, Purple. Like last season with the black and pink. It's good. It's a good shirt, but to be honest, I'm much more of a fan of the away one because it's just a bit boring for me. But it's a good shirt.
I really like it. I really do. I'm not a massive fan of the blue one. It's very City-esque, whereas this, I've seen it. I haven't bought one yet, but I've seen it, and I think it looks very nice. And it's one of those where you can wear it, I don't like people who wear football shirts for fashion. I know that's a silly thing. I prefer to wear them just to the game and back. I'm not criticising people who do. But with that one, you could possibly wear it when you're not necessarily going on the football or what have you.
Okay, John.
Can I take us all back to a podcast at the end of last season where I said I'd love a black kit with just a hint of another colour, and they went and delivered. No, I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think we were talking about the green and black kit that same day, and I said it were awful. But yeah, no, I love it. I think it's nice. It's crisp. Maybe a little bit too many sparkles underneath the honeycomb. Just keep it, a bit high if I'm just being picky. But no, I like it. I like it a lot.
Well, maybe it's a divide. Maybe the youth like Connor don't like it, but us old men, Jordan,
I know, I'm 25 now. I feel my back every morning I get up,
Yeah, it looks classy this end as well. Right, brilliant. Thanks again for all the love again. If you can help us get to 450 subscribers, that would be absolutely amazing. Massively appreciate it. And if you're a United fan watching this, then you can type your sour grapes to all our comments down below, and we may respond to them or we may not. Right. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good rest. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time after Liverpool have visited.
Liverpool.